Next, see the tip, I got snooze on the shiny. Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to a new vlog. It's the weekend and it's our first weekend in a long time with no plans, which is quite amazing. We are just going to be spending this weekend in the garden. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I've been doing house chores all morning, sorting out laundry, making breakfast, doing lots of house tidying, and now I've just run up the stairs to say hello to you guys. And running up the stairs after an hour of reformer Pilates is not the one. So I'm afraid for this vlog you are going to have to deal with makeup free and hair pulled back Josie, at least for today, because all that's really on the agenda is gardening. The weather forecast is promising pure sunshine by 4 p.m, so I am very much praying that that is true. Speaking of praying, we actually had a meeting this morning at the house with our local vicar to sort out some bits for the wedding, and it was really interesting actually because there was a lot. Obviously we discussed the order of the day, the rehearsal, and there's just so much that I didn't know happened. And yeah, we've basically got the order of our wedding actual ceremony sorted now, which is really exciting. I had to ask the question because, you know, in films it's like, does anyone know of any reason why this couple may not be married? I didn't really think about the meaning of that, but apparently in these rural villages and back in the olden days it's because obviously there was no social media and not many forms of communication, and it was so that people literally, you had to ask the village and the parish if they actually knew of any reason. I mean, it sounds kind of obvious now, but do you know that this man is actually married to a fair maiden in the parish down the road, that kind of thing. And apparently if someone in both modern days and in olden days, if someone as a joke is like, yeah, he shouldn't get married to her, lol, if someone does pipe up during that time, then they'll get taken to the like back area of the church with the couple, and the vicar will listen to the reason, whether it's a joke or not, and if that person has a not legit reason why the couple shouldn't be married, then they can actually go to prison. They can actually be liable for like obstructing a wedding. So that's, I just found that very interesting. I had to ask because I'd heard that it was taken very seriously if someone does make a joke about it. But anyway, it was a very productive morning. I am just wearing a very casual old Sweaty Betty green, like olivey coloured jumper and some old Reese black leggings. I think we're going to head out into the garden and just stay out there and hope that the weather brightens up a little bit, all the while doing loads of washing. I've done loads of towels this morning, fun, putting away all the table linens that we used last weekend when we had friends over. So yeah, just a chilled, chore-filled weekend ahead. I was going to blame the dirty lens for my appearance, but there's no hiding it. There is no hiding it. So before I head out into the garden, I'm going to do a little bit more skincare. I just unboxed a beauty pie order. So I have a top up of my hyaluronic acid serum. This is the lipopeptide serum, and hyaluronic acid is just so fantastic for deep hydration within the skin. I think everybody needs hyaluronic acid within their beauty routine, so let's just let that sink in for a few moments and I will go through a few of the other products which are in my order. I think this afternoon, after an afternoon in the garden, Charlie and I are going to have a bit of a pamper session, so there's some perfect products here to help with that. If you guys still do not have a Beauty Pie membership, then, oh my goodness, what more can I say? I feel like I rave about them so much. But if you are unfamiliar, Beauty Pie is a luxury beauty membership. You will have heard and seen so many of the iconic products, ranging from the hyaluronic acid to the super healthy skin body lotion. Their vitamin C little capsules are some of my all-time favorite products of all time. They've also recently expanded to things like hairbrushes. I keep the smaller one of this in my gym bag. Basically, whatever product you love, I can pretty much guarantee that you'll find it on Beauty Pie. And the thing that makes it so incredible is that Beauty Pie cut out the middleman. You're not paying for crazy marketing schemes, you're not paying for big fancy shops, and these are all things that so many other brands obviously have and spend lots of money on, and then we as customers end up paying for those things with, quite frankly, extortionately priced beauty products. But with Beauty Pie, have a little look on the website and you'll see a regular retail price, which is already a very good price, but then you'll also have the members price, and this is often mind-bogglingly incredible. Another of my favorite examples is the sponges. I use one of these every single day. Obviously I don't just use it once, I use one 100 times probably. This, I feel, is a really good example of how amazing value Beauty Pie is. So one sponge from the famous sponge brand costs you, I think, £20 for one sponge. Well, for less than the price of one sponge, you get a whole bag of 10 sponges from Beauty Pie, and they are absolutely identical. I feel like, have I rubbed my eye? Because it looks very dark under this eye. I think it's just the lighting. But yeah, that just illustrates how incredible Beauty Pie is, because we as the customer are not paying these crazy markups, especially when you have the membership. You have access to the members pricing. So if you do not have a membership yet, don't forget I do have my £10 off code. This will get you £10 off the price of your annual membership, and the code is Josie sent me. And once you have that membership, you have access to the members pricing, which is incredible. So I am going to put, just because I feel a little bit bare, I'm going to pop a tiny bit of product on my face, because then I really want to try out this. Okay, 30-second BB cream application using the Beauty Pie sponge, and already I feel like there is life in my complexion already. I already have on the Beauty Pie Smooth Ahead Intensive Lip Balm. It's always very hard for me to film these Beauty Pie bits without going way overboard, because when I look at my beauty routine and makeup routine, so many products that I use just without even thinking about it are from Beauty Pie, and it's just absolutely crazy. Literally from my hairbrush to my coconut leave-in conditioner spray to the hair oil that I use to my lip balm to my, well, hopefully now, my fake tan. I should have put this on before putting my BB cream. This is a new product. It's called Awesome Bronze, and it is a self-tanning mist for face and body. I'm going to apply this later on tonight after my bath. I have got a whole range of Beauty Pie pampering products here, but I think I'll go through them later because I'm just doing a tiny bit of makeup now. So this is the Awesome Bronze Sun-Kissed Bronzing Cream. I'm thinking this is going to be a little bit similar maybe to, what did I buy the other week before I knew Beauty Pie were bringing this out? Wow, I mean, can you even tell which is which? Chanel probably cost me like 70 quid, I think, and then the Beauty Pie version. Insane. And then also, of course, if you've tried the Charlotte Tilbury beautiful sun-kissed skin, I think so. So I chose this brush from Beauty Pie. It's got a little bit of an angle to it. I am just loving cream bronzers at the moment, but boy oh boy, they are expensive, so let's give this a go. I said when I tried out the Chanel, oh my gosh, already, wow. Oh my goodness, because the Charlotte Tilbury one is quite an intense colour and I love it, but it's not the most natural, whereas the Chanel, albeit extortionately expensive, it does give you the most beautiful airbrushed finish. Already I can tell this is just the same as the Chanel. I think this is going to be one of those products that like people will sign up to Beauty Pie just to buy this product. Wow, that is stunning. I hope it looks as, I mean, should we just flash back to how my face looked 2 minutes ago to how it looks now? That is so natural. I don't even think that you necessarily need BB cream. I mean, I just applied the lightest BB cream. Guys, this is worth signing up for the membership just for this. Oh my goodness. And this brush as well is a really good brush for it. I like the fact that it's got a little bit of an angle so you can control where your makeup goes. Oh, and then what you could do, Beauty Pie brushes, by the way, are amazing. You could take a smaller brush if you were really clever and you could do some contouring. Never take contouring instructions from me because I can't contour, but I know approximately where you're meant to put it. Let's see. Contouring for dummies, as shown by a contouring dummy. I don't know, is that how you do it? I see people putting it on their schnoz. I might have, I just made my nose look more prominent. I think I have. I see people doing this, like they put it under their brow bone. I don't know, watch a professional do contouring and then try it with this. What do I need to add? Maybe a little bit of blush. Let's stick with the cream products. Especially at this time of year, it's so nice to keep your products creamy. It just gives your skin such a gorgeous glow. Pretty. That nose contour is quite wild. And then I'm just going to use the Beauty Pie Sculpting Eyebrow Gel just to whiz through my eyebrows really quickly. This has just got the perfect amount of hold in it, so it does add like volume to the individual brow hairs, but without being too overpowering. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to my face today. That's probably a four product face. That will do the trick. So sneak peek into the pampering products that I'm going to use later. I'm going to take down to the bedroom. This is something I've not tried before. It's called the Oxygen Instant Facial Refueling Mask with active oxygen and salicylic acid. Love the sound of that. Apply onto clean skin, 15 to 20 minutes. Amazing. And then something, again, new to me from Beauty Pie are their under eye depuffing gels. What I already know I'm going to end up doing with this is keeping it in my car, because very often on the way to the gym in the mornings I have got nothing on my skin and I like to just put depuffing things under my eyes. But this is again another product that I'm so glad that Beauty Pie have brought out, because it is so expensive buying under eye patches and they're single use, which just, for me, it's just such a big investment. I'm like, when are my under eyes worth the £17 for these patches? But in here you get 20 pairs. 20 pairs. Let's just compare that to, for example, I'm sorry, but okay, the 111 Skin under eye patches. I'll do some equations on the screen here. This is the cost for one pair of under eye patches from brands like 111 Skin. And if these contain 20 pairs, this is the cost per pair from Beauty Pie. Mind blowing. Very excited to try the tanning mist because I love a facial tanning mist. Charlie always requests a few products. He always requests the Footopia foot cream, and he's also a face mask lover. His two favorites are the Fruitazyme AHA Resurfacing 5-minute facial, and he also loves the Super Pore Detox black clay mask. Often we will both multi-mask, so maybe I'll put this on my T-zone. I probably will end up doing that tonight, and then this on my forehead. Battery is about to die. And then the final product that we're going to be trying out for the first time later are these new aromatherapy bath and shower oils. Oh, I think this is a collaboration, Kathy Phillips. I've got the relaxing one and the revitalizing. They look like mini Bamford bath oils, and I already had a little snifferoo and they smell amazing. Oh my god, gosh, I can't wait to pamper later. Right, my battery's about to die. I will leave all of these bits linked down below. Now, darlings, let's get out into the garden. Well, it's a hive of activity in the garden today. As you might be able to hear, Martin is behind me on the lawnmower, and the lawns honestly look just amazing when they have been freshly done. The dandelions grow so quickly, so it really makes a big difference when they are done. Lila is pottering away in that area down there. It looks gorgeous. I'll show you later. Hopefully it's brightening up a little bit. Dexter is project managing the pond. Charlie actually said he might go in it tomorrow, so we shall see. Hopefully we can turn it from green to blue. Oh, Charlie is rabbiting about in the hedges over there. And we've got a few bits that we need to plant in this border. So over winter, sadly, a lot of our euphorbia died, got very frostbitten, as did a lot of our grasses. So we have a few replacements here to plant. Tragically, the penstemon, I think nearly every single one of the penstemon also died. So they're really beautiful, little kind of bell-like flowers. So we've got loads of those to replace those that are no longer with us. And then what's this? A verbena. I love verbena as a cut flower. So lots of little injections of new bits to add in. And another allium update. They're all coming out in various stages. You can see how these ones are just starting to think about coming out. The yew-balls have had a nice trim, so we've got nice tidy bowls. And then I've got a few bits here, lovely white lavenders ready to be planted. Some little purple, I think, is this Origeron? Not sure. Little purple flowers that Charlie has picked up from Dalesford. Looks like he's got a few little pots here. I think I'll do this, another little plant haul just before the wedding with things that are in bloom that will look beautiful on the tables. And my next job, I need to do some serious watering of my mini greenhouse and my big greenhouse. I'm going to listen to a podcast while I do this. Martin is mowing the lawns down there, and I think I need to do quite a lot of potting on and pricking out, which are two terms that I never used before becoming a gardener. Look at this, beautiful little blooms coming to life, and my tomatoes are doing very well indeed. Very well. Right, time to do some watering. Next is my best friend, Sheila. My best friend. Compulsory treat for our little break between gardening. Charlie has made me an oat milk latte, and this is a banana and coffee cake.
I guess so. It's from Dalesford. It's almost certainly from
Barefoot
Bakery.
Yeah, that's her style. Having the ingredients on top. Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, this is gonna be good. Yummy. Update on our gardening activities for the afternoon. Where is he off to? That is a mad animal.
Dickens! Oh.
Oh God, oh no. We've lost us. We've lost a sausage. Charlie collects my crazy child. Here are the tomatoes that I have potted onto their individual little pots, reusing the pots that we have been planting in the herbaceous border. I'm going to take these down to the little plant sale that's going on in the village, raising funds for the local nursing home, so people can buy these little seedlings, lovingly grown by yours truly. And I'm also taking some seeds to the local seed swap. I'm going to walk down there with the dogs later on. And then over here, for our friends that have got gardens and allotments, I have been busy pricking out rainbow chard, purple basil, spinach and kohlrabi. Where did you go, my sweet and naughty sausage? Daddy, don't step over me too closely. It makes me a bit nervous. And we have a very exciting development in the shed, which is why the wine fridge is out. Charlie, would you like to explain the new addition in here?
Martin, who is just amazing, who's the husband of Jackie, who live in the village, and Jackie helps in the garden. Gardening professional. Martin is an everything else professional.
Yeah.
And he's made this for us, which is perfect.
Out of an old deck chair.
Yeah, so it's all reclaimed bits and pieces.
Reclaimed wood.
And it's perfect.
Great, now all of our garden cushions have a home, instead of just being piled on top of each other.
So I think really, actually, these can
all go together.
Really, but...
Very organised. How do we decide which to use?
Well, those are for your greenhouse, those four, because there's 4 chairs in your greenhouse.
Yes.
These are for our dining table, and then these are obviously for the circular table in the kitchen garden.
Very satisfying indeed. Gosh, it has become the most glorious afternoon now. The sun has finally come out. I'm just going around and collecting any spare terracotta pots that I can find, and and pricking out lots of seedlings, especially things that like to be in the warmth. God, Charlie is so loud. Including Japanese cucumber and aubergine, and hopefully with the warmth of the greenhouse they should grow on as big and healthy plants. So, pricking out and potting on. I know you've seen me doing it a million times before, but you want to start by filling your new pot with multi-purpose compost. I then use a Sharpie to make a hole in the middle. Then, with your seedling, which is growing too big for its plug tray, take it by the leaves very gently, give it a wiggle so that you get the roots like so. Place it in, tuck it into bed, and then give it a little water. Another good job done. I was using up the rest of the compost in the wheelbarrow, and I have added some of the courgettes. Actually, this is a Marina Chioggia squash into some bigger pots, and I have brought my little Japanese cucumber seedlings into the greenhouse. I think they definitely need a bit of warmth, and a kohlrabi. So I was just using up these hairy pots and these little plant pots and the remaining compost for the seedlings. Gosh, look at my pumpkins and marrows. They are doing very well. Now, I'm getting a little bit tired, but I've tidied up. I've just had a tidy up of this area, this corner in the greenhouse, and I've noticed my rainbow chard is very much ready to go outside. So I think I'm just gonna end the day by planting this out, and my spring onions, they can definitely go outside, just because it is too much of a beautiful evening to sit inside now. So I'm gonna get that done, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Okay, it is 6:45 in the afternoon/evening. I'm just gonna stop this little boy right in his tracks because I know where he's going and he's not allowed to go there. And I just wanted to show you how the herbaceous border is looking, because after we've plugged in a few of the gaps today and this week of slightly warmer temperatures, it is starting to look amazing. It also looks so much more impactful when the lawns have been mowed, which they were today. So you can see lots of alliums and penstemons starting to come up. And we filled in gaps such as these ones here with euphorbia. I was starting to get really nervous and it was looking very gappy and small, but it's amazing how much just 1 week of good weather can make it grow. So this is the time of year it starts to get very exciting. These lupins are doubling in size practically every day. Lots of new euphorbia. Some new verbena has gone in. If you wondered why there's such a huge gap here, it's because there's actually a big metal drain cover here. So hopefully once the lupins get big, that will cover this, or at least hide it a little bit. A few more alliums coming through. The border around the greenhouse starting to look wonderful. Very full greenhouse. And lots of birdsong down here in the kitchen garden. So that's my rainbow chard that I put in earlier. And I also did a little row of spring onions, which I would point out to you, but I'm holding Dickens in my other arm. I love the light at this time of day, it's so magical. My broad beans are starting to flower, which means it won't be long until we get some pods. And the wildflower is just looking incredible. Is it Campanula, the purple one, that's already coming through? The only thing that's really not doing well are my sweet peas. And I don't know why. It's a beautiful anemone over there. Can you see it? Just a singular anemone. Or is that a poppy? I can't tell. The peonies aren't too far off. And I can smell that someone is having a barbecue. It's making me rather hungry. Let's just quickly have a look at the house from my favourite angle. From up here. Look at that. So beautiful. Someone's taken Mummy's chair. I like your earring, Dexy. Is that the new Missima style? Show everyone your new earring. I'll leave an affiliate link down below to Dexy's new accessory of choice. Hello again, my darlings. Well, there has not been much face to camera today. I've just noticed Dickens sneaking around the back of the garden to go and see his friend. He is so naughty. I'm gonna have to go and get him. But we have quite literally spent 7 hours in the garden today. It's been a lovely day. The sun is out more now than it has been all day, but Charlie and I are both getting very peckish, so we are going to make a spaghetti.
Come here.
He's so naughty. We are going to make a spaghetti carbonara for dinner. I'm gonna prep the ingredients, and then when Charlie's finished putting his gardening bits away, he is gonna put the sauce together. I am Marvin once again. So yes, a tasty pasta dish is what's on the menu tonight. Missed a bit, mate. How do you stop it from turning into scrambled eggs?
Pretty quickly. Take it off the heat early. And then just, there we go.
Slosh it about.
Basically.
So you've put the pasta in the bacon bowl to get the flavour?
Yeah, I mean, normally I prefer to use like a pancetta. We've used bacon because that's all we've got.
Bacon
And a bit of a mess today.
is good for me.
Cheese.
Save a little bit for the doggies. Yes. As they say in the Cotswolds, yum arillo. Hello again, my darlings. Gosh, I look exhausted and I feel exhausted, but that carbonara was just absolutely delicious. So I'm having my little pamper evening. First of all, I'm going to show you my view because otherwise I feel greedy keeping it to myself. This is what I'm currently looking at, as well as my little vlog screen. Look at this. How idyllic. Gosh, I love this time of day when the sun just illuminates the fields and the hills behind. Anyway, I did tell you that I would share my pre-wedding pamper routine, let's call it that, and I just popped some of the Reboot blend into the bath. First thing to say is that I'm really pleased with how slowly this comes out. It comes out as little singular drops as opposed to pouring all the way out, and the number one reason that I'm pleased it comes out that way is because it means that Charlie is not going to finish it in a grand total of one bath, which he does have a habit of doing. So I'm actually using this in a similar way to the Aromatherapy Associates oil. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is like being in a spa. This has got to be rosemary. Let's have a look. A highly concentrated bath and shower blend to help you unwind and reduce feelings of burnout and being overwhelmed. Created for Beauty Pie by Aromatherapy Authority Kathy Phillips for the workaholics and overachievers who can't switch off, with a blend of sandalwood, amyris, cedarwood and palma rosa. Oh, maybe it's the cedarwood. Gosh, I'm trying not to flash you here. Wow, non-member price £80, members price £25. That is incredible. But with these lovely oils, as obviously you'll have seen that I popped some in the bath, but you can also pop some on your chest, especially if you're doing some face masks or having a bit of a pamper evening, because then you get to enjoy the fragrances more intensely for a little while. Also, if you're having a shower, it's a great way to enjoy them if you don't have a bath. And then you can, of course, put a capful in the bath as well. Oh, that is just gorgeous. I already know this is something that we are going to be repurchasing over and over again. So then, face-wise, I am going to multi-mask tonight because without giving you too much of a close-up, I am pretty congested on my chin. So I'm going to use the Super Pore Detox. If you're a fan of clay masks but not a fan of their usually very high price tag, then this is one to try. Charcoal is very naturally detoxifying. You can almost feel the gunk being pulled out of your pores. I'm going to pop some on my schnoz as well. I don't go for looking good here. This is literally just putting masks where I need it. And then I've got some of those annoying underskin bumps here. I'm gonna look ridiculous. Charlie's gonna come upstairs in a minute and be like, what on earth are you doing? This is so funny. If you can take me seriously, I'll read you some of the info about this. First of all, it's only £13 on the Beauty Pie website if you're a member, so I'll leave a link down below. Noticeably brighter, fresher skin in a 10-minute treatment, pore declogging tour de force for an oily complexion, triple exfoliating, purifying and pore cleaning, leaving skin healthier looking immediately after use with glycolic and lactic acids, and made from 55% recycled plastic and is fully recyclable. And then it lists all the ingredients and what they're good for. Eucalyptus oil, chamomile and calendula for antiseptic, soothing and softening, salicylic acid for purifying. Salicylic acid is an ingredient that my skin absolutely loves, and especially for getting a bright and clear complexion ahead of our wedding. Seriously. That is an ingredient that my skin really needs on these pamper evenings. Other areas of my face which I want continual, I would say continual gentle exfoliation in a chemical form, i.e. not a manual scrubby exfoliation. that is where you want the Fruitazyme. This is something that I know as soon as Charlie comes up, he's going to slather all over his face. AHA resurfacing 5-minute facial. So I'm letting this sit on my skin for a few more minutes and then I will apply this one. So if you are a Beauty Pie member, this is £14. This is amazing if you do have clogged pores. It works to gently but effectively remove that top layer of dead skin cells, and they are the ones which when your skin cells are dead, they are firstly dull, so your skin looks brighter if you remove them, and also dead skin cells will clog your pores, which can lead to blemishes and blackheads. So all around, a fantastic idea to gently keep them peeled. Also with this mask, you don't look like a crazy person if you apply it all over, because as you can see, it's clear. I do often just use this one, but today I do have these areas of congestion. Both of these are, of course, unisex. To be honest, isn't everything these days? So you can share these with your boyfriend or your husband, and he'll be very grateful. Ooh, I'm glad I remembered to put it in between my eyebrows, because I almost had like an ingrown hair in there earlier today. I bet you've never seen anyone doing a skincare tutorial looking quite like this. Not that this is a tutorial, but anyway, it does almost feel a tiny bit grainy, like you're getting a little bit of a manual exfoliation too. I like to pop it on my neck as well. There we go. Right, I'm gonna let that absorb, put whatever's left on the backs of my hands for another 5 minutes. I'm gonna continue running the bath because I had to stop it to talk to you guys, and then I will take a flannel. Sorry, this is an old manky one, but it's the newest one I had. You can also get nice soft flannels on Beauty Pie, by the way. And then when... Ooh, I should have tried the new one. I'll try this in the next vlog. Yes, gonna get in the bath, gonna enjoy some downtime, and then I'm so excited to mist myself with this afterwards. So I guess you'll see my bronzed complexion in the morning. Me again, still looking crazy, bath going away in the background, because I've just realised that even my silk hair bubble is from Beauty Pie. Why pay crazy prices for silk hair bubbles when you can get the exact same thing on Beauty Pie for a fraction of the price? Oh dear, hardcore fan. It's Sunday morning, about 8:15, and Charlie is still in bed. Such a slug, but I don't blame him. Yesterday was a lot of work in the garden. My muscles are all aching so much, especially my back. I think it might have something to do with the Pilates though, rather than the gardening. But anyway, just made myself a nice coffee, had a little walk around the garden, and now I'm gonna make some banana, oat and cinnamon muffins inspired by the cupcake that we had yesterday. So I've got all the ingredients. I've got some ripe bananas. You want them as ripe as possible because it makes them sweeter. And then I always do this when I'm baking, swap around some of the ingredients, which maybe explains why my baking is never quite perfect, but never mind. So I'm using coconut flour instead of regular flour. I presume it's healthier, I'm not sure about that. And coconut sugar instead of regular sugar. Oh, I need to grab some oats from the cupboard. And instead of butter, this is the one that could be the riskiest swap, but instead of butter, I'm using some coconut oil. I had this in the cupboard for a little while. I don't think coconut oil goes off, at least I hope not. Excuse my hair, by the way, completely unwashed, looking rather disgusting, but I've got loads of skincare on, so my skin feels great. And I actually don't have muffin liners, but what I do have is loads of these, whatchamacallit, like bread tin loaf liners. So I'm just going to cut these in half and do like a DIY muffin liner. So I'm going to start with that, and then it's really easy. Mix the dry ingredients, mix the wet ingredients, and mix it all together. Bob's your uncle. Okay, 25 minutes in the Arga later, and they look exactly like they looked before, but with slightly crispy edges. They've not like plumped out or changed shape. Oh, I just think these are gonna be really dry and weird. Honestly, are you just not allowed to make any swaps at all when you're baking? Because this seems absolutely ridiculous. Dexy, what does mummy do wrong? Maybe it's the butter? I don't know. Hopefully they'll still taste nice, but consistency is going to be a little bit dry, I fear. Hello again, my darlings. I need to keep my hands up here so that you don't see the incredible mess behind me. So I realised that I didn't actually explain what we are going to do today. I had it in my diary for a couple of weeks now that there is a plant sale at Southrop House. You might be thinking, Josie, you are the most ridiculously overdressed person for a plant sale. But I feel like that's just me. That is just me. Anything to do with lovely gardens, any excuse to put on a pretty dress, I will accept it. So after that lovely yoga in the gym this morning, I just did a 20-minute yoga with Adrian class. I have dried my hair. It's still a little bit damp, but I'm gonna maybe add some curls after breakfast when it's had time to dry out a little bit more. And some makeup. Charlie's just making a nice avocado on toast, and then we are gonna head over there. So Southrop House is actually the home of Sophie Conran. Sorry, I have got makeup brush hair, or maybe dicky hair. That looks like a dicky hair actually. The home of Sophie Conran. If you watched the vlog where I actually picked up my car, I drove from the Porsche garage, which is in Milton Keynes, to Southrop House that day. Charlie had to get back home for something. Can't remember what it was. Or maybe it was a football game. I don't know. And it's a beautiful house. She opens up the ground floor. There's tea and cakes, sandwiches. That was the National Garden Scheme that last June. But yeah, this day is it's got a special name, spring plant fair sale or something. Basically she's invited lots of local gardeners and plant suppliers to her home. It is part of a big charitable scheme. Opened up the ground floor of her home, opened up the gardens, and you can go and have a little look around, chat to the gardeners, see what she's growing in her kitchen garden. She's got a beautiful woodland filled with wild garlic as well. So all in all, a lovely day out and worthy of a pretty dress. So that is the plan. That is where we are heading today. It's just over an hour's drive. The clouds have lifted and it's now beautiful blue skies, so it should be a really lovely drive and a really lovely day. I have got a Dr. Rangan Chatterjee podcast on glucose to listen to during the drive. Lala's going to come with me. Charlie wants to stay here and do gardening here, and I think Manchester United are playing. I think that's the main reason that he wants to stay here, but that's fine. So yes, outfit of the day. Does it work if I pop you down there, or is that too low? This is the gorgeous And Other Stories dress that I have shown you before, the one with the very annoying back. There's loads of buttons. I've only done out the top and the bottom one. Very annoying. I'll have to ask Charlie to help me. And then I have added my Valentino belt. My shoes, I thought these would be really comfy for a day exploring gardens. They are the machine washable, very comfy ones from Vivaya. Love them. Just wanted something flat and comfortable. And then I'm taking the Oscar de la Renta straw tote bag. Hopefully by the time we get there there'll still be some plants left, but really looking forward to looking around the gardens, seeing how her tongue twister, seeing how her herbaceous borders are doing and what she's growing in the kitchen garden. And yes, it should be lovely. So I've just got to wait for Lala to finish an appointment with a dressmaker, a seamstress, for her mother of the bride outfit. She's getting some alterations, and then we're gonna go. This is what you might call a loaded avocado toast.
Yeah, mate, great show.
I'm gonna go and get some microgreens from the greenhouse. Do you want some?
I'm alright, thanks. There you go.
Well, I'm spoilt for choice, but I think I'm gonna go for some radish microgreens and beetroot, cabbage and radish. That was a tongue twister. These are so good for you. Don't know why Charlie doesn't want any. He's very stubborn. Now, doesn't that just look absolutely amazing? I love the contrast of the beetroot microgreens. Definitely need to do more of those. And we have made it to the beautiful Southrop house. It was an hour and 20-ish from home. As you can already see, way busier than last time I came for the National Garden Scheme. So this is where all the plant stalls are, bless you. And then inside the house is a few more goodies. Someone's arriving by helicopter by the sounds of it. And while we're here, we can also have a good old nosy at Sophie's garden. This is the first of many herbaceous borders. Her Erigeron, Euphorbia, doing much better than ours. And what are these? Little purple ones. No, they're not bluebells, I don't think.
They are.
No, they're too thick. I don't think they are.
Actually, I think they are.
Always listen to your mother. She was, of course, right. They are Spanish bluebells, a species of hyacinths.
Yes.
Lala's like, I know. That's what I was telling you. These are giant peonies. Wow. And her wisteria is looking gorgeous too. When I came last time, these were mega. I think they are her artichokes.
But what a lovely border, because you've got these wonderful I think these
ferns.
Are the shuttlecock ferns.
Yeah.
They'll be massive.
Wow.
I like these. These are pretty. I don't know what they are.
This vlog should be sponsored by Picture This. Analysing. Large camas.
Yeah.
Leichten's camassia. I thought we had some like that, but then ours were more parroty.
Aren't they pretty though? They've got the green going at the leaf and the petal.
Stunning. The herbaceous borders around the back. Gosh, she's got some incredible alliums coming through. Lots of pots with various salvias, tulips. Gosh, it's looking amazing. Buxusballs. Inspo for what to put on top of our drain cover inside the herbaceous border. I wonder if that's why she's done it. But just putting these pots in. Could even put alliums in, couldn't you?
Anything, and then you can change them round, can't you?
Beautiful. Lala's experiencing the very cosy chair.
Okay. Oh yes. Oh wow.
Nice. Suits you.
This is just amazing.
You
Does
can
look rather
obviously mess around
fabulous.
with the cushions within it. Some people like to have no cushions, but
Massive what? Hoikara? What's a hoikara?
Well, a hoikara is what in that lovely, almost this sort of colour on the side of the coach house.
Beautiful. We're wondering what sorcery they have done here so that everything is so far ahead. The rosemary is blooming. In fact, I do think some of the rosemary in our kitchen garden is blooming.
Is it?
Yeah. What's the purple?
Honesty, is it?
Don't think so. Let's have. Oh, yes, it is. Look at the pods.
It is, yes.
Wow. Purple honesty. That's
yeah.
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
That is going to be a giant peony. My goodness, they're going to look amazing. Oh. We've snuck out to the side garden, and she's got wild garlic growing from every crevice. It's really blooming, so beautiful with the little allium bulbs coming into flower. All the little cracks filled with wild garlic blooms. Lila and I are admiring how wild and wonderful it is here. They've got chives just growing through the pathway, and even little strawberries stubbornly coming through the cracks in the tiles. Little chair here to enjoy your little herb garden. Yeah,
Aquilegia,
bursting through the
everywhere.
Yorkstone. Yeah. And what's that? Is that a penstemon?
It's Aquilegia.
Aquilegia. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Such a beautiful view of the house, and we've been admiring all the different white tulips in the terracotta pots. All different kinds. There's also some muscari, some narcissus. Looks so beautiful. They're running garden tours as well, but unfortunately we've missed them. But I bet that's rather fascinating. I'd love to know how many people are on the gardening team. And you can have a little look inside the house, just into the entrance hall. Not quite as much of the house is open as it was for the National Garden Scheme Day, but this is a little entrance hall. I think that's a hydrangea bush branches in there. Chandelier through to the living room. Oh, for a shady area?
No.
Wherefore?
Not particularly. Well-drained position.
You're sneaking in the side entrance, Lola.
Oops, sorry.
So many different things for sale.
No.
Beautiful. A Japanese hardy lemon tree. So this is an early flowering salvia.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a couple of buckets of those, yeah.
I think I might.
Very hardy. Yeah. Okay, let's get a few of those.
Yeah.
Allium in orbit.
June to September. But have them on a
Perfect.
table or something.
Yeah, let's grab those. Careful. So we've done our shopping, and before we get in the car on the way home, we're paying the kitchen garden another visit. You might remember this iconic wooden greenhouse I showed you last time. So it's nice to see what she's got planted, what little seedlings are out already. Lots of beds that are still empty, ready to be filled. I wonder if she's put out her courgettes yet. Let's have a look. Let's investigate. These archways are good for climbing beans and sweet peas, aren't they? Yeah, oh gosh. Wow. Red winter onions. She's got nasturtiums growing throughout. Aha! This is a pumpkin, I think. Yeah, she's got one in. That's probably a climbing pumpkin or a climbing zucchini to go up over there. So we've spotted 1, 2, 3 pumpkin and courgette beds, and we were just commenting on how very cleverly they've got bark strips between the bedding areas so that the gardeners can access all the corners. Very wise. A netted cage here, that's probably for her brassicas to stop the butterflies. And the infamous, often spotted on Instagram, greenhouse. We'll go and see what she's growing in there. An explosion of pink colour. She's got her claveton cloche. Some spinach, or is that pak choi over there? I think that's a spinach giganteum, matador probably. Wow. Lala pointed out that this is just one plant that has gone all, well, I don't want to use the word leggy, but it has, but the legs are flowering. And I remember falling in love with this sink setup last year. Perfect for letting your plants have a little drink from the bottom. Such a gorgeous setup. Yeah. Yeah. Stunning. Gosh, it's such a gorgeous greenhouse. Imagine the dinner parties you could have in here. Wow. And we were saying nice piped music, classical music to listen to while you go. The main reasons that I love to snoop around other people's kitchen garden is to compare where their plants are compared to mine. And Sophie's sweet peas are a lot bigger than mine. So I think maybe I should have left mine inside a little bit longer, but hopefully now they'll start to grow. It's just such a gorgeous space. Look at this area behind me. We were just saying that if you have a big garden or a paddock area It'd be very easy to put in lots of raised beds like this. Everything is natural, from these willow arches to the wooden edging on the beds. Such a beautiful space. These willow archways are quite literally alive. They're growing green shoots. I imagine these will look amazing in a couple of months' time. What's this? I like these just little simple crisscross areas to mark the start and end of the rows. Oh yeah, I remember the chickens. She's got some very fluffy ones that remind me of Dickie. And we eat all the scraps. Look! Yep. We're so fluffy. Oh my gosh. Is that 1 or 2 chickens? I can't tell. I think it's 2.
No, it's 1. He's getting his feathers all... Oh, it's 2. Getting the feathers all fluffy in the soil, aren't they?
Jack calls it a dust bath. Yeah. Are they cleaning each other?
No.
I think... Oh, are they fighting?
No.
Or are they...
Snuggling?
Twerking. Is it Queen Anne's lace?
A bit of Sputnik, isn't
yeah.
it?
Huge. Oh, lovely. Okay, back home again and back into my casual gardening, our recycling bin. Real life. Into my cozy gardening attire. I have popped on my thermal Amazon leggings because it has gone a little bit chilly, and I do like to garden in these because the thermal fleecy lining does provide that little bit of sponginess, which is great if you've got to do some kneeling. So we are now going to walk around the garden and place the plants that we purchased. That was a lot of pea alliteration, so that we can plant them during the week, but it's nice to just put them in the pots where they're going to go, and yeah, decide where they're going to live. So that's the plan for the rest of the afternoon. Charlie's got a pesto chicken in the Aga. I think we're going to try the half-baked harvest smashed potato recipe to go with it as well, which should be absolutely delicious. So we are thinking that the salvias will go in a cluster here in the cut flower area, so I can take some cuttings from them later in the summer when they get nice and big and strong. Cannot wait for my peonies to come through. I'm actually not sure if I want to properly harvest my horseradish this year, so I might actually come down and take some of these lovely flowers into the house. They look so beautiful. I might try and do my first Old Rectory cut flower garden bouquet this afternoon. Not bouquet, what's the word? Flower arrangement. I think we've got plenty in here that I can work with. Well, how funny is this? After seeing all of those pelargonians in Sophie's greenhouse, I arrive home and Charlie has been to Daylesford while I was out with Lila. And Max, who is the head gardener at Daylesford, has very kindly given us these 3 pelargonians. Apparently these have come straight from Lady Bamford's greenhouse, which is very kind of him. I hope he let her know. I'm sure he did. But how coincidental. I never considered them before, but having just seen so many today, it's lovely to now have my own. So I've got 1 pot which is suitable, so I need to pot that up next time I get the compost out. Need to find a couple more pots here. Over here, I'm very excited to see lots of germination of my yellow courgettes, runner beans, climbing beans, my marrow, runner beans over here. Very, very exciting. And I've just grabbed this lovely vase from the house, and there's a non-leaking vase inside there. I'm just going to pop a little bit of chicken wire, not that one, a slightly smaller chicken wire. That was impossible with one hand to untangle chicken wire, my goodness. And I'm going to put a little ball of this inside the vase, as I did last summer, if you guys remember. It's my little trick for creating a really beautifully shaped flower display, because it holds the stems in place. Just scrunch that up, put it in the water vase. There we go. I think actually what I'm going to do is twist this over the top. That might work better. Right, I'm going to start over here. I think these will look amazing in a vase, and there are so many of them and they're almost too big for the kitchen garden. So I'm going to start by snipping a few of these. I always work in groups of 3 or 5. I think I might go back for a few more of those, but we'll start with this. Next I'm going to go for the horseradish flower. I think this will look really lovely. It's almost a mix between a flower and a foliage. My lute. Well, I've got a lot of practice until I get as good as I was last year. Don't have that much choice at the moment, but I'm going to add a little bit more of the horseradish down at the bottom. This, Charlie informs me, is called an angelica. They're basically giant green alliums, and boy oh boy, they really are giant. Having just snipped this big one, it looks and smells a bit like celery. So I wonder if it is from the celery family. Just realised that is too big to fit through my chicken wire. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get this into my display or if it needs to go in its own vase. Yeah, definitely not my finest work, but I'm going to blame it on the fact that I don't have that much to play with. I just grabbed some lovage from the herb bed as a little bit of foliage. It looks really nice. I love the textured leaves, and I think I'm going to end here. It's always tricky to know when to stop with these things, but I'm going to take this into the house, find somewhere to put this. I could get a few more. We are not in short supply of the angelica flower. Let's see if I can tweak this in situ and make it look a little bit more presentable. So here are the tulips in situ in our bedroom. I'm thinking that these are probably the last of the tulips that we'll get from the garden this year. Definitely want to grow a lot more next year, and must remember to bring them inside because they are out there to be bought, to be cut and arranged. So yeah, just a very small cluster here, but I actually think it looks quite cool and contemporary, having just a few really long spindly ones. My top tip, if you are going to use old terracotta vases like that, is to keep a hold of any jars. This is the Dalesford Nut Organic Sweet and Smoky Nut Selection jar, because then you can put the water in this inside those. I will pop some videos on the screen here of the other blooms that I have put throughout the house. So the little cake stand area in the kitchen, a few little bud vases in there, and then the giant 3 angelica in the living room as well. Gosh, I really do look a little bit bedraggled now. But darlings, I think I'm going to end the vlog here. We're just going to have a nice chicken and smashed potatoes for dinner, and then no doubt an early night because we go to bed early every night. So darlings, I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget about my Beauty Pie £10 off your annual membership, and you'll need the code Josie sent to me for that, and then you'll get access to all of the amazing products at incredible, straight from the factory prices. So darlings, all the info for that and my favourites will be linked down below, as with everything that I've worn and mentioned. So that is all from me. I just wish these leggings weren't shiny sometimes. I wish they were thermal but not shiny. I feel a little bit like I'm about to do some kind of flash dance. Anyway, I digress. Thank you for watching, darlings. I will see you very soon in the next one. Good night.